Hey there, I am JB and welcome at episode 3 season 2, which we're going to build an amazing kingdom. And speaking about kingdoms, if you guys know a nice name which I should be calling my kingdom, let me know down below in the comment section. And speaking about comments, the last time I did ask you guys what kind of a base color should I go with my kingdom, and I got a couple of comments. The first one is of S2 Studley S2. He is saying I like purple, but if player X is doing a blue, a contrast color would be good. So either red or orange. While Cat Couch is saying, dude, you should do lime green. It's your color with dark green accents too. That might look good together. Looking good so far. So thank you guys a lot for your answer. I will come back to the whole color stuff in a minute. And of course, everyone else who's been placing a comment, thank you guys a lot. I really like to read and answer them, so definitely keep them coming. So for today's episode, there are a couple of things that I would like to do, which in this case will finish off, let's say 90% of this harbor area. I would like to place another cannon bunker right down here, which need to be cornered up for a bit. I would like to fill in the blank with a lot of trees, bushes, flowers, and a little pathway and whatnot. Also for right down here, some of you have seen the episode which I've been making a giant medieval crane, which will also be placed for today. This is the crane that I've been making in a video how to build it up. A couple of tips and tricks. If you would like to see the video, you can go to the front page and scroll down a little bit until you see Ylands Season 2 collection. There is a playlist called The Editor, and there I'm building like a variety of builds. This is one of them, which I'll be showing some tips and tricks. Now this crane is going to be at the wall. It's a nice big boy, and I have been making a little bit of an expansion of the wall, so I'm going to blueprint this guy with it. Now the one thing that I will want to do is actually just grab this crane, and then I'm just going to go to the free place mode. You know what, 15 is fine. I would just like to put it like this, right? I don't want to have everything straight onto each other. Alright, in this case I've been placing down the blueprint, and now it's kind of time to first figure out like how much ground do I need to remove. And also what it's going to be handy is remove some of these blocks which are right down in here, right? We don't see it anyway, so let me just get my hammer, get my butt to work. Did you ever had that moment that once you dig a piece of ground just around your pen, that the animals just start running around into all different kind of directions and then they won't come back? I'm not sure what it is in this game with these animals. Anyways, I got my stuff fixed right down here, and as you can see, I went a little bit further than I was telling you guys that I would do. Because I couldn't help myself, so I just made like a piece of wall around here, because you know, if we would have the landscape close to the wall, right, we would have a spot down here with nothing. Now in this case I have an idea for the spot. I'm just going to implement like a toilet down here. I would make, you know, a good spot for that. Okay, that is odd. Why is that spot just a little bit different color there? Yeah, anyways, I made the wall very high up. Now I've been saying I don't want to make like a Death Star out of it, which I'm also not going to do. This piece down here, along with, you know, going uphill, is something that I want to do in another episode, but it's gonna make sense why the wall is like this, because we need to go up, right? And down here I was lucky to have it connected up like this. Now I could have like a stairways going up. Just have to see if I'm going to do that, and I just have to see if it's going to be handy, because the more ways you got up and around, you know, it's very bad if you ever get invaded. So these guys would get up the wall and fight some of the soldiers, and fight some soldiers here, fight some soldiers there, and then they get up on the wall down here, and these guys need to flank the people that want to go upstairs, right? So having like a flank side for the enemy on this side would be very bad. I want the enemies to only have access go up that way. So that's why I'm not really going to do anything with that. Maybe I'll just think of something. Maybe I can hide like cannonballs in here or whatever. Just have to see what I'm going to do. Maybe benches or something for the soldiers to take a rest and cook the food or whatever. This wall probably end up just a little higher than this, But I was thinking, what if I would make like a little platform up here? So, you know, in case not all the stuff needs to go to that warehouse, needs to go here, so it can be brought upstairs. You know, if we do it like that, it will save up a little bit of stairways walking with heavy stuff, right? And then anything else, I would just like to make it look nice flowing downwards. But this is something for another episode. But at least you know why I've been, you know, making it like this. Now, I did notice one little problem that I didn't see in the editor, but I'm just going to deal with it. Is that the back of the crane is a little too low. I mean, I could remove those stones, but then it looks weird. So, you know, I'm just going to pretend it is all fine. So, in this case, what I would like to do is make this area look nice. So I'm going to make a cannon bunker in the editor. Alright, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got a little bit of an issue making this corner bunker down here. And the main reason for that are those roof pieces. And as you can see, I do have absolutely no problem with making round stuff. I do not have a problem with any kind of other shapes as long as I have blocks to fit it in. But the issue I'm having, like I said, are those roof pieces. Because if you look at this down here, if I need to make roof pieces inclined like this, it is going to turn out ugly, super duper ugly, right? The solution would be to have roof pieces that fit in like this. Of course, I would like to have bigger ones for, you know, what I need. Now, we have been setting up a page here on Discord. We reported all kinds of blocks that are missing or blocks that are ideas that we would like to have. The devastating notes of this, and this post have even been pinned by the developers because they really would like to add in all those missing blocks. So in this case, you know, I could try to make something with these roof pieces, but it's going to turn out very, very ugly. And that's a bit of a shame. Now, there is something I could do, and it's just make something basic, right? Like I've been saying before, I would like to keep things semi-detailed. And then in the end, what I could be doing, if they will add in these roof pieces, I can still change it afterwards. If I just keep it simple, there's not much to demolish, then I can finally make something that would fit in for the corner piece. But for now, this is what I will have to go with, which makes it look like this. I mean, it is not too bad of a deal, and of course the roof idea fits in with the other guy right down there. But I really had something different in mind, so yeah, let's just deal with it. Let's make it look nice, and maybe it will blend in very nicely once you have added some scenery around it. And you know what? With a little bit of trees around it, it doesn't look too bad at all, I have to say. Of course, this is not going to be everything, but before continuing with the scenery, I am wanting to make something that is going to be right down here. I'm just going to need to lay out something very nice so I can have a bit of an idea what I can do with this area. And I'm also thinking maybe it would be nice to have a little campfire type of deal around here with some logs where the soldiers can sit on. I'm going to need to have some stone formation that are a little bit bigger than these tiny ones that I've been placing before into this area. And or I would really like to have some kind of a view going on into this spot. I have a little bit of stones going around into this area. So I'm going to need to make a couple of formations for that. And in this case, I'm going to need to just, you know, do something like this, that, this, and that, right? Just mark off the area where we can build something. I think in this case that would be quite enough space. And then I just add 1, 2, 3 of those. Now, I don't want to make like super tight type of deal down here. It's gonna be, you know, you can walk in, out. It needs to be very random, I'm trying to say here. And then for this area, let's just make it something like this, and then 2 going that way, 1 going that way, and 1 like this, 1 like that. I think that will be enough. I just need to keep in mind that it's like a space of 1 going on, and of course I'm going to keep in mind the wall, so maybe the space of 2 is like a sign of don't place stuff too close to the wall. I just took a little screenshot of that. Alright, along with the screenshot I got in the front of me, I know exactly where I'm going to need to place something and where not. I also gave it its own group already with the red stones, and I know exactly where to place them. Also, I have been making a collection of stones and or decided that these kind of yellowish type of grass are going to be green. So I went back to the island and I painted the other yellow grass green. And I have decided something for the colors, which in this case, I'm just gonna take a banner right down here. And well, I'm not sure if I can use this one or I should be taking something else. But basically what the idea is gonna be is that I wanna have a mixture of orange and a mixture of green for my kingdom. Now I'm going to need to find a nice lime green. I don't want it to be too powerful green, like this neon. I just want to have it a little bit soft in it. Maybe a little bit like white tint in there. Then I'm just gonna need to move it slight-ish until I'm like, yeah. Like I like lime green a lot. Like a nice soft lime green. Like I just don't want it to pop out too much from the orange. I'm going to need to find a little bit of a nice balance there. Not too dark, not too light. Maybe something like this would do. And then I'm just going to need to take a little look at it, how it looks. I mean, this is not too bad. I just let me see. Can I take something that would make more sense? For example, this one would make a lot more sense. Then, which I should have been saving up the color though. There we go. And let's make, for example, the purple this and then the orange that. It is a very bright on bright though. Okay, but cat counts have also been saying I should use like a slight different kind of shades of orange. We still have one more left though. What if I make this black? Oh, it's just this thing, I see. And then let's just swap some colors to see how that will look like. I mean, what would look nicer? I guess green with an orangey outline looks very nice. Kind of like it both though. But I guess in this case, I'm going to let you guys decide. I just like the way of green and orange. Because a lot of stuff is green, like the plant, the grass. And then we have just a little bit of tint of orange in there. Which also I have chosen for this plant, which I already had growing within my Harbour. So I just decided instead of purple, let's make this plant orange, right? Orange is also a little bit the color of the Netherlands. Which when there is like soccer going on, it's like everyone wearing orange. We got Wilhelm of Oranje, which is Wilhelm of Orange. We also created the orange carrots. I guess orange and green would be a nice combination of the country that I've been born in and or my favorite color. Alright, so let's just leave that offside for now. What I'm going to do right now is, for an example, I'm just going to copy this group that I've been making. I'm going to place it down here. I'm going to break the group and add it to the red guy right down here. And then I'm going to go into this group. And for an example, I'm just going to take this guy. Need to start out big, right? And I don't want to create all rock. I don't want to, you know, make it too crazy. Just want to create a couple of rock formations here and there. And, you know, these guys, you can kind of recognize them, but I want to use them for the big works. I'm just going to place them around like this and that. Lower it, higher it, raise it, incline it, left, right. And then on this way, I can create a rough sketch of what I would like to have. And or then I'm going to use the lesser bigger ones, then the medium ones, which are these guys down there, and then use the smaller ones. Then I'm going to create something nice also along with some grass in there. And or what I should also not forget are those large trees. Here I got all of the little patches with rocks and grass and whatnot. You know, overall I'm pretty happy with this salt down here. I've also done some grass on top of the rocks. I thought it would be a little bit fun to break up all of the gray. Got this one down here. I've also been making a piece of a wall just to get an idea how up close I should be making the stones. Yes, this, but you know, if you are walking with this angle, you're not really going to see behind there for too much. So I think it will be fine, right? Maybe this view will give a better idea of how things look. This is going to be at the water, right? There's a little bit of gap between in. I didn't want to make it for too high. And then of course we got this one, which will be near the corner building that is on this side and the other building on that side. And then of course we got this one. You know what, let's just place these guys down, and I am not sure how much of resources this is going to take. And so there we have one part of the rock patches, as I like to call them. I really like what has been done here, and I cannot wait to have the other ones in the back, one down here and one down here also going. And I have been thinking, in order to fill in the blank a little bit with the grass, we could just also add in a little bit like a couple of these here and there along the way. I think it would be very nice. It's all the same color as the rocks. I find it maybe a little bit too light, right? I think we should actually get this color here and just see how it looks like. And overall, a very bright. Of course, I want to place a lot more of these guys, but this is just for a quick show. Just to show you guys, you know, the idea that I have. And of course, a campfire there. Maybe sink it in a little bit more. And I would like to see how it looks like having these mini pieces of grass. We have like these very tiny pieces of grass. See if I can implement a couple of these guys. But all honesty, on a stick, I have been working onto this episode the whole day. It took me a lot of time to do a couple of this and a couple of that, and a couple of people chatted with me, and I needed to do some other stuff between in, or better to say, long story short, we're going to need to do a part 2. Now, I do not really have too much to do the upcoming week. I'm just going to record little bits and pieces, just gonna continue with this until next Friday, and then I hope to see you guys tomorrow with the live stream. All right, so far this starts to look good. Just wanna, you know, carefully place things around. I just don't want to ruin it by going too fast. And maybe what I can also do is just add in a couple of different colors. I also like to sink them in very well into the ground like this.